Welcome to Dice, Nerds, and Nagas, coming at you from somewhat beautiful, extremely humid Phnom Penh, Cambodia.
Is humid, not there.
Dice, Nerds, and Nagas, the official D&D podcast of the Pella, Iowa Future Farmers of America. Future Farmers of America. Farm faster. Farm stronger. Farm future. So
I don't know what any of that means.
Buy futures in farms
it's a thing
now.
in America. Future Farmers America is like a high school club you can join if you want to be a farmer when you're done with school.
You do like agricultural stuff. You do
Like 4-H fairs and meth labs, racism and just fundamentalism.
Yeah. Okay.
There's a lot of really fun
It's really big in
aspects.
Texas. I get it.
And that's their slogan: farm faster, farm stronger, farm future.
Question mark?
Question mark implied. Farm Bitcoin.
Indeed, that is the future.
I think that bubble's already kind of burst a little bit.
Just a touch.
So, anywho, where we left off, we had kind of a split party. This
I think each of us individually is pretty
ancient
split.
god of murder is trying to end the cycle once and for all and create a new world with a linear time scale, and just kind of, thinks that's the way to do it, basically. Kill all the gods and just avoid the cycle. You can't really stop it. It's unstoppable. Just move yourself physically separate from it. Zenbri and Feather Marshal and Martum had all kind of thought, you know what, let's give this a shot, I guess, or let's try to milk this for all it's worth. Some variation of thinking it's a good idea and thinking this will be personally beneficial for me right now for a cost that I'm willing to pay. Or just thinking this will end this plague that we said we would end. We can finally fucking move on with other stuff if we do this. But on the other side, the other train of thought was from Akul and Jessup, who thought, I'm not dealing with these people. They're untrustworthy. They're an abomination. My tight-ass god won't let me have fun and do this.
My tight-ass god? Jeez.
Says, no, you're not allowed to take special deals from evil deities. You gotta be good and stuff.
Are you even good?
Oh, goodish. Well-meaning. And then, for Jessup's case, it says, no, I want to be a god.
Judge,
I don't want
jury,
to.
and executioner.
I don't want to have you be the only god because you kind of suck. I should be the god of the moon. By the power of the moon, I will defeat
Captain
you, or
Planet.
something. So, but where we left off, Martum and Zenbri and Feather Marshal were traveling down this dark tunnel to the aquifer. Now, you guys, let's say they're traveling for a while, so...
Can I explain my motivations to her for a second? Because she doesn't really understand that cool yet.
Yeah, no,
Sure.
I don't have a clue what's going on.
Okay, so with Calibor, it's basically that death is part of the journey, right? Like, it's not a bad thing, it's just... There we go. It's just a natural...
Yeah.
It's not a ending, it's just the start of a new beginning. So anything that attempts to interfere with this is really blasphemous
Sounds
to
really
us.
pro-cycle.
You can interpret it that way too. So, I mean, when Saloon died, we had a huge funeral for her. You were there for that? So
Not yet, no.
you weren't. No. So, I mean, even gods die. It's just, it's natural. It's not something to mourn. It's just... But, the kind of paladin that I am, I would normally put myself into a precarious situation for the greater good. I can put that difference aside. Just not when it also interferes with the tenets of my faith.
Gotcha.
So if it was anyone other than a death god trying to do this, Akul would probably be game for it. But the fact that this is like really fucking with his core,
Gotcha.
nah.
And he was also a god of trickery and lies. So, Vienna.
Kalambor or Huma?
Come on.
He had a lot of
But
portfolios.
we haven't been told that yet.
We learned
Like,
that
you kind of
in
knew
the
that a
Tale
little
of
And the Turtle of the
Evil.
Wizards learned that.
Yeah.
That story about
I
the
don't
old
know.
elf prince and,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
and all that.
Oh, yes.
He was
Yes,
chained
you
up.
know, and
We were told
that other dude's name.
Okay.
Nice. So,
So we're going down the tunnel.
sure. So, as I said last time, lining the tunnel right now in the section you're in, it's a lot of kind of grotesque, barnacle-covered, mollusk-covered. Like mollusk, is that the right word?
Yeah.
Like a clam kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Covered statues depicting different creatures and people.
Like
Like
monsters or like?
yeah, like monsters and humans and elves and merfolk all just killing each other in different various ways. A voice begins to sort of ring in your head, other than Mark, who is shielded from this kind of effect.
Who's Mark?
Feather Marshal,
I've never met a Mark in my
also
life.
known as Mark
The Great.
the Great, according to
I was
himself.
gonna say Mark Goldfeather.
Mark the self-described Great, who is
Mark
playing
the
Feather
Hung
Marshal,
over.
Great.
doesn't hear any of this.
Yes.
Hungover.
But he told us there was
and-
a message coming through. So I
Yes,
asked him
and,
to
and,
take
and
it.
this voice begins speaking. Thousands of years ago, in a world now gone,
That was very telling.
merfolk, numbering in the billions, worshipped and feared me. But they fell. And then the voice goes quiet again as you continue on down the hallway.
That's cool.
The statues begin changing to a more sort of refined style, showing brass armored and spear wielding saurians.
So this is
killing.
an audio tour.
Yeah, kinda.
Please
Like a
Platinum
museum audio
too.
tour, yeah. The killing elves and men in different creative ways. Dark-clad assassins with wickedly sharp blades and crocodile faces stare at you as you make yourself down the completely silent and dark corridor. Then the voice begins speaking up again. The Saurians crossed the great seas, and I adapted. Their conquests became the engine that fueled my rebirth. But when the cycle began, and it became clear the end was nigh, they could not stomach my answer. They refused to understand my true lesson. The Saurians needed to die so that they could be reborn. Death is not the end, if given to a god. But fear ruled them, and their death was a screaming madhouse, empty of meaning and senselessly violent. They pinned their hopes on a mortal, a fallible, flawed mortal, who, of course, failed. I knew Horatius Rex would fail, and he refused to listen to me. His arrogance doomed the world, and I had to seal myself away in my ceremonial blades so that I could try again before the next cycle. That's my story. So, knowing all this, why in the now 8 hells are your friends trying to repeat the same mistakes that Horatius Rex made? There isn't time for this anymore. Help me end this cycle instead of dooming the universe to endlessly repeating it. That's all I ask. Don't make the same mistakes again. It's not fun to be stuck in a sword for thousands of years.
I just had an epiphany.
Epiphany is not just the name of a stripper. It's also a sudden realization.
I think if we ever do have a child, we have to name it Epiphany.
Are you telling Feather what's being
Yes,
said?
I'm passing it on to him.
So anyways, he's talking about like some other stuff. It's kind of whatever.
I mean, I'm not.
And finally, you reach the end of this hallway, and there's a large crystal blue lake, kind of shimmering in inner light, playing shadows across the walls of this large chamber. 2 figures sit kneeling by this lake, and a small stone altar seems to float in the middle of it. A boopity 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 boop. Scene change to
Boys.
the others, Jessup and Akul. Akul, you are the first one to go through the crack and you bubble up from the blood lake. It is now the first. You can tell that dawn is fast approaching, I guess, is the clearest way to say that.
Do I see anyone around the blood pool?
Can you see things in the gaseous form still?
Yeah.
Like normal vision and everything. So I would say there are actually a small group of people praying near the pool, but they didn't really take much notice of just a couple bubbles of gas coming up. So you're kind of floating above the pool. It's starting to fill with people. You can see the beginning of the daily execution line.
So I move to kind of a secluded spot before I take my mortal form again.
fair enough.
And then I dash back to the tea house to go get Orville and company. But I'm kind of trying, like, I'm always on high alert. I don't want to run into any patrols or...
Okay, so
Plague victims, I
Ninja
guess.
monks.
stealth, I guess, to do it nicely.
Fucking pencil.
4.
You get yourself a box.
So you're making your way and trying to be stealthy about it, you know, not get caught up in anything like crazy or whatever. But rounding a corner, you get turned around kind of in the city, and you find yourself face to face with 3 plague victims, just ripping this man apart, just biting fingers off, ripping flesh from the arms. One of them turns over to you, his empty sockets kind of staring at you, bile spilling forth from them, and he just screams at you as loud
I
as he
don't
can.
waste a moment of time. I immediately see if there are any alleyways or anything that I can move through to get out of this.
You see there is a wooden ladder built into the side of a small little tenement building, I guess.
I run for it and try to get away.
Alright, strength versus their dex. While they're gonna try and chase you, you're gonna try and get up there and climb. Hey-o!
Also,
So, abnormally swift of foot, Akul's like turns on a dime and runs his way up to the tenement building. The creatures are just too rage-filled and diseased to figure out how to work the ladder, really. They're just screaming and banging against the side of the building, which, you know, people have locked shut, boarded up. Standing on the roof, you're able to see a clear way across where you're able to get to the tea house in some time, maybe another 30 minutes, because you're going kind of stealthily, but you know where it is now. You're able to reorient yourself and get back there quickly.
Reorient in Chinatown.
That's just get reoriented. But it's racist.
Well, I'm sure there are
back to
terms
it.
for that in China to get reoriented.
So, I would say you can get to the tea house first, and we can do that whole thing, and then Jessup will come up sometime after you're finished chatting with them. So you get back to the tea house. Knock.
Secret code.
Yeah, secret code. No one would ever guess that one. And you're let back in. You can see that Orville is busy manning the portal, so to speak, keeping it locked with the sheer power of his faith. He's got a few fresh wounds and bandages on him, but overall he's in whole. He's in decent health. The other monks are resting now, or having a drink, going through their quickly diminishing rations of clean food.
Yeah. I walk up to Orville and I go, brother, we need to talk.
Okay, I need someone to take over for me. And the monks, maybe they're not going to grumble about it. They get that this is important. So they put their breakfast down and...
I'm pretty sure they can see from Akul's complexion.
Yeah, there's
like,
something's
the
up. You know, he's not joking
so,
around.
Yeah.
Akul's not really much of a jokester anyway.
Yeah.
So Orville he Stretch there. Oh, so, had kind of a busy night last night. Did you succeed in destroying the cult of Kunla?
Before we get to that, are you okay? Your distraction worked wonderfully, by the way. That was a great help.
I just, it's a dangerous neighborhood, and I couldn't let you guys go by yourself, I felt bad about it. But I'm happy to hear that. So, how did it go? Where are your friends? Are they okay?
Okay, we have a bit of a situation, and I came seeking help. We need allies. We found something much, much, much stronger than we thought. We found the source of the plague.
Really?
Yeah.
So it was the Kunla followers.
In part, yes.
Bala Thander's beard.
Kunla has taken over the shrine of an old death god named Yamra. He killed him, and he stole his powers, and he's trying to increase it. He has an entire cult down there, and they are the ones behind the plague. But there is something much darker and much more evil down there as well, and it's not something we can face alone.
That sounds very serious. I'm glad you came to me with this. I would be happy to shine Lathander's light down on these vile, demon-worshipping cultists and put an end to this plague once and for all. Table smash. I'm not strong enough to do a good one.
Heathens!
We need as many able-bodied fighters as we can. This is going to be a hard battle. I don't know if you've ever fought a god before.
These priests are somewhat trained in the art of combat, I'll admit, but I'd like to have 2 shifts of them to guard the door, leaving 6 behind. That leaves us with five decent men to fight with. The larger party does gather more attention, though.
Yes, I understand that, but we need numbers, we need power.
And you found the entrance, then, to their lair?
Yes, but it's a long way down. Unless we have another way of getting back there quickly.
I'm afraid my stallion only seats 2 at the most.
Yeah.
If you want, perhaps I could create another distraction. I'm quite good at it, as you saw.
I think we might need your help as well.
Could create a distraction and double back. My steed is swift and gifted with the power of flight, short bursts.
Either way, I think we're going to attract a lot of attention if we're going down there. I mean, one person might be able to sneak in unnoticed, but if we're taking a party, we will be noticed. But time is of the essence.
I say then, charge headlong. Let our intentions be known to this vile group of murderers, and let Lathander and
I have another idea.
your god's name, which
Kelemvor.
Kelemvor's justice shine on these
I have another
beasts.
idea.
Question: did he know that he's going to go speak to the?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I mentioned that I have another idea. I asked if any of the priests are familiar with creating doorways.
None of us are skilled enough, I'm afraid. That is a high-level spell, I believe, like Dimension Door.
That's 4th or 5th level?
5th, I believe. Let me double
The
check.
dimension door wouldn't work for this either.
500 feet, but,
No, but I mean, like, with that building where we go in, if our army sneaks in through the back alley and wait, and then I get one of the priests in there to
Dimension
create...
was also not a cleric spell.
Also, the person who casts it needs to be familiar with the place.
Is there any other spell that a cleric would have? I don't know.
Precipitation, perhaps.
How high level are these clerics?
Not super high. They're just laymen of the church, mostly.
So they're probably
with
maxed
a
out.
background in healing
Okay.
above combat.
Life clerics, nice.
Yeah, well, they're holding back this doorway, this portal, so one of them should know.
Yes, I mean, this is a protection of faith, not necessarily skill. These men are devoted to Lathander's mission of spreading goodness and joy and warmth to the whole world.
Well, then maybe we should consider going in through the roof, because we need to be stealthy. We don't want the cult preparing for our eventual attack.
What do you have in mind then? You know the layout of the place better than I.
I I don't remember the layout of that building that we started from going
It
down.
was just like a room, secondary room, and then a little secret passageway.
Taking the
So
well
it's
is
a simple place. It's like a
Sorry?
bar.
Taking the well is a quicker shot.
Yeah, but the well's in the forest, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
It's
okay.
fucking far down. You know.
Yeah, but how many feet?
You know what I mean?
It's 100 feet?
It's the top of a big cavern. It's like
Pretty
a
far
hole
down.
in the top of a big cavern.
Yeah,
Pile of bloody bodies.
Do they know further fall?
I do.
I never fall.
If you have a flying steed, it's a good trick to know.
Yeah. So,
But how big is that?
the fastest way down would be a straight drop down the well, but we need something to cushion our fall.
Well, I could take care of that then, but maybe just we'll go then and leave the laymen behind if we need to be quick. I don't want to spend my efforts protecting them, you understand?
One thing that I was thinking is if we dress them up as commoners and have them each try and sneak into the forest, we could meet in there.
I think that could be done. What? The priest of Lathander, blah blah blah, get in your common garb. And we're gonna go for a walk.
So they're not going to leave anyone there?
No, they're going
They're
to be
leaving
busy.
6 lines. Doobity doobity doop. Adrian's turn, 1 sec.
Alright.
God, we have so many STDs right now. We get the top every week. At some point we have to know.
And lonely D8 that haven't been used.
So
We made a single roll this entire game.
Ichthus, so he,
You made a what?
the
Yeah,
prophet
I
of
mean,
the
God,
I've
void.
only made
god.
one roll, an insight roll, that's it.
Oh, the
I
one
don't think
that's...
I've made a single one.
Snake chick, yeah,
Oh,
made
just
it.
the healing potion.
For once,
That was the only thing I
our
rolled.
goals are aligned.
I suggested this before we went in. I
Yeah.
was like, let's get the Iggy lady. And you two were the ones that were like, nah.
Things change.
Things change.
Okay, just for posterity's sake, I did not bribe the DM with that wad of cash. That was his change for public.
We're not, this is
Hey,
not,
that's
it's not on camera.
I know, but it's still recording. That could be an interesting
Sorry about that. It's just, I think each beer equals out to 1.5 pisses.
That sounds about right.
Ben,
Yes.
I just chucked the cash in there, walked here, and came back. It's like, by the way, I did not just bribe the DM.
Oh, yes you did. It's fine.
Into technical
Clappy
difficulty.
clap.
Mr. Potato.
What's that? No time for smoke.
Let's have a smoke.
Oh wait, you're up.
Yeah.
It's his turn.
Well, I mean, we could.
It's his turn.
Yeah, I guess you could have a smoke.
Yeah.
See, Adrian's doing his thing, which is a reckless plan, I believe, but a fun one.
Enemy of your
So, after a bit longer, you.
Actually, it's fine. I'll just yell it out. Don't worry.
Too late.
Too late, I clapped. We're back. So, Adrian / Jessup, you make your way out of the, through the body of Kunla cavern system. You find yourself in the original room with the mural and the well above.
Okay. Alright, so am I back at the, through the bar?
But yeah, I suppose you could take that way too. That's how you guys entered. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you, okay, never mind then. Yeah, you made your way separately
Okay.
to the bar. You find that it's actually empty.
Okay. I am gonna just be careful, but I want to get out of the bar and I want to make my way towards that prison
Right.
that we know that Ichthus is there.
Stealth check to see if you run into any plague victims.
Oh, Jesus.
difficulty.
7.
There's a plague victim.
7. Wow. Okay.
There's one plague victim with claws.
So you step out. You can see there's the mourning line of plague victims seeking to kill themselves, real painless death or whatever, starting to form.
Okay.
You make your way away from the crowds, but find yourself face to face with
Some plague victims.
some plague victims. They are blocking the way ahead.
Alright, I'm going to use our rope of climbing and I'm going to get to the roof.
Alright, strength check for the climbing versus them running after you to grab you.
Much better. 14.
You just happen to make it
Okay.
up, and you escape from the plague victims.
Okay.
So you're going to the prison, I guess.
Yeah, where we saw, Ichthus and them are there. Yeah, and Yeah. When I get close enough, I'm gonna make sure that I am sort of like walking, but my hands are gonna be up, like that.
Alright?
It's because I'm guessing there'll be scouts or whatever around, and I'm like, I seek an audience with Ichthys. This is of the utmost importance.
Alright, who are you?
I'm Jessup Winthrop of the Wolf Kind,
We know
member of Garuda, slayer of giants.
We know of you. You are an enemy of our people. Away with you. Dog man.
Normally, you would be correct. We are an enemy. But in this specific circumstance, I believe our goals align. Ichthys might be wanting to know more about the priests of Kunla and what they have planned. I'm afraid that, as it stands at this point, we have more to gain by working together than to lose.
Drop your weapons then, and if what you have to say is worthy, you'll get them back.
Fair enough. I will. Where can I put my weapons?
On the ground.
Fair enough. I put my weapons on the ground.
Alright, now, go forward. We'll allow you through the front gate.
Very good.
Don't try anything funny.
May I have a drink before I enter?
Sounds like trickery to me.
I am not the most eloquent of people in the world, and I wish to gather my thoughts. This potion will allow me to do that more efficiently.
Fine.
Alright, I drink
Your
potion
little
of
drink.
charisma, which gives me the +2 for an hour.
Alright, so, I'll go back a little bit in some notes. Here we go. So, you go through the front gates. Heavy, thick iron gates that was once the prison that Keyloon City grew from.
Okay.
Past the gates, you can see there are several guards walking the gates with bows in hand.
Okay.
Ready for plague victims, perhaps, or followers of Kunla. And even more inside, once you enter the front gates of the prison itself, the large, squat, square building that dominates the Keyloon City. Let's see. So, within the prison, it is loud, I guess you'd say, feverish chanting. Whole groups of what look like commoners praying feverishly and being whipped and beaten as you go down the dark corridors of the prison. It seems that the followers of this cult of the void, these void walkers, are sort of lording over the common people that have come here,
Okay.
to escape from the plague. Many of them are covered head to toe in different tattoos that seem to be very similar to the ones you've seen before with the cult of the void and the swamps.
Okay.
Similar, what was it? Iconography
Yeah.
and themes cross over between what you've seen in the swamps and what you're seeing here. There's even kind of a little sort of voodoo-y charmed thing to some of the decorations. A lot of straw and natural plants and things brought in.
Okay.
And finally, you find yourself in a large central chamber, I guess. You could tell this was once maybe the cafeteria of the prison.
Okay.
And you can see sitting on a makeshift throne, a large golden-eyed woman sits there, dressed in the vestments of a high priestess. This is the same Ichthys that you encountered before. She seems maybe a little amused to see you here.
Fair enough.
Or, no, you didn't see her before. It was Zembri.
But she described
But
her.
you recognized her from the description.
Okay. Ichthys, I'm Jessup Winthrop.
I'm aware of who you are. What brings you to my little domain?
To be honest, we have a mutual problem within the city amongst the followers of Kunla, and I'm afraid the situation is perhaps more dire and pressing than any of us realized before.
So, what is it? Out with it then. Don't talk in riddles to me.
They...
Speak in riddles.
Yeah, don't speak in rules to me, talk in rules, it's fine. We managed to infiltrate their lair, and we found that they are indeed the cause of this plague in the city. I know that you and the Cult of the Void are trying to sway people to your cause, but at this point in time, that is a moot point to me. We managed to find the body of what used to be the death god of this place, Yamra.
Yes, I'm aware of that particular deity.
And it seems that it was taken over by an old god, pre-cycle, by the name of Kunla.
I'm aware of all of this. Tell me something that I don't know.
Kunla has a plan that he wishes to destroy all the gods, take their portfolios, and end the cycle by escaping it.
It's foolish. We are the ones that are going to end the cycle by defeating the giant menace once and for all, ushering in a new golden age of the Naga.
Fair enough, and if this is your goal, perhaps it might be necessary to end these followers of Kunlan now. I have no interest in your activities at this point in time, but an affront to the gods is an affront to me, and if Kunla succeeds in acquiring all the portfolios of the gods, that could be a problem for the Naga as well as us. So I come
Charisma
here
check, I
asking
guess.
for your help. Don't fail me. It's just a check.
Oh.
It's a 10. It's a 10. Oh wait, no, it's just an 8, so there's no minus. It's just an 8.
We got a +2.
We got plus two.
So mine is usually 8, so now it's a 0, so it's a +0. Right? So it's a 10 now, +0.
No,
No, it's a +2 to the check.
yeah.
Doesn't.
It doesn't affect your modifier. It gives
It
you
affects
plus two.
the roll.
Yeah.
Well, that's a
For
that's
charisma.
that's a 10.
10. But it's
10.
not the best.
Oh no, it should be.
As you know,
Yeah, it should be
-1
9.
first, +2.
Yeah.
I thought it was a +2 to
Ah.
charisma.
So, the conclusion to that, boopity 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 boop, scene change once again. Down in the aquifer, deep underground, there is a stirring in the water, and a disgusting, slimy, octopus-esque abomination pulls itself up near the edge of the water. It is the aboleth. Ancient, terrifying,
How big is it?
vaguely fishy smelling.
Huge.
Huge, you say?
Yeah. This one in particular is kind of a big one, I suppose. The two armed figures kind of guarding the pool stand up and turn to face you three. They are heavily armored from head to toe, only their faces showing sort of snout full of sharp teeth. Think mixture of a crocodile and a raptor from Jurassic Park,
Okay.
with a humanoid body shape.
Crocodile.
Yeah, they're wearing
Crap.
Crap.
polished bronze armor, shields in one hand, a shield and spear, one of them, the other one with arcane staffs, two of them.
Jesus.
Both of them heavily armored. Approach then and receive your blessing to begin your service for the glory, for Kunla, and to end this cycle once and for all. A definite ending.
I dominate beast one of them and make him hit himself. Stop hitting yourself. Stop hitting yourself. Stop hitting yourself. I'm joking.
On rage.
Don't be joking.
Yeah, do they have T-Rex arms?
Do they have, can they hit themselves? No, they don't have T-Rex arms. Sure.
Probably some sort of wisdom save for
Yes.
being ancient champions on.
I'm just joking. Plus 30. Okay, I walk forward.
Wouldn't your rod
I mutter under my breath to them, don't forget who you are, and walk with them.
Wouldn't your rod work?
I walk forward.
Okay, so as you all
I
approach,
don't want to do anything.
I know, I'm just saying.
Yes.
let's see. You all can feel a sharp, burning pain in your side.
Oh, lovely.
alright.
We're getting branded. That's wonderful.
That, yes, eventually forms sort of the scarred over shape of Kunlai, a bloody dagger. Only maybe, inch and a half around.
Good. Love the idea of being branded.
Body modification.
And so for, I need to think about this a little bit. So for Feather Marshal, his desire has been for a weapon, powerful weapon that can grant him victory over his foes. Take these gauntlets. Not gauntlets of annihilation.
Okay.
But I'll work something up
Okay.
for you guys that helps your unarmed skill. Maybe some bound spells within it. But with these gloves, you can rend your opponents to pieces in my glory, and survive the challenges ahead. This is my gift to you.
Thank you. Who's talking? The Aboleth?
Yes. Well, yes, actually, it's actually speaking out to you guys. But it's speaking with the same voice of Kunla that you heard before. Let's see, Mardum. What kind of thing would you want?
I don't actually know, so shouldn't ask me.
First of all, it waves a tentacle over you.
I was about to say,
Your
so you want your
intelligence is
intelligence?
restored,
Oh!
and the curse lifted.
What the fuck am I doing here?
Does she still think
What have
it's a
I
good idea?
done?
How did you guys talk into this?
Guys, so this is new. I put a little more thought into it. Okay.
Alright, and let's see, you use strength, correct?
Well, I'm maxed out on wisdom, so you're not going to help me there.
Are you a dex cleric or a strength cleric?
Strength.
More strength, yeah.
Strength. And your strength is at
Not
15?
very good.
Or something like that?
God, just make it work. Yes, 15.
15. That jumps up to 16.
Okay.
And
Oh, let me fix my intelligence really quick, guys.
and a separate tentacle grasps your hammer for a moment. When it lets go, its shape is altered a bit. It is of a darker metal now and feels warm to the touch. It now counts as a +2 magical weapon that will do extra fire damage, holy fire damage.
Plus two.
1d6 fire damage, I guess, to start with. And as you use it more and increase Kunla's power, he'll throw some your way when the time is right.
So it's a plus 2 to hit and then 1d6 extra fire damage on top.
Yeah, and +2 to the damage.
Okay.
And let's see, for Zenbri, what is your highest level spell slot?
At the moment, I think it's 4th.
4th? And how many do you have?
2, I believe.
Alright, you now
Just
have
double check.
3.
Oh, I have 3 slots now?
Yeah.
Would you take any level up anyway?
Well, then it'll go up to...
more, yeah.
It'll be
Yeah.
one
You always
extra.
have one extra.
So I'll just write here +1. +1 slot. Okay.
And the tentacle
Never done this before.
waves itself around, and the mark of Tenial is erased.
Oh my fuck!
Wow.
You'll serve me now. not tea meal.
I'm always someone's fucking bitch. Jesus Christ!
That's it.
Elliot,
Slavery.
It doesn't matter.
Jessica fucking Jones, man.
I am Jessica Jones.
at least you're in a harem this time. Like we're all.
You're all in it together, Ace. You're all his playthings.
Threesome.
Oh, Jesus Christ! I just can't win.
Let's see.
Okay, yeah, cool.
And
Oh, would you rather serve Kunla? Oh, Jesus.
I'm trying to think of something else, because one extra spell slot's pretty good, but I think one little bonusy thing, something flavorful maybe.
Could totally do with the quiver of Alona, but anyway.
Let's see, 1 sec.
Looking at this on the tiny little screen is so
Okay.
Oh, you know what would be fucking cool? Is 3 wall shapes.
I was thinking maybe one more wild shape.
Because you could only do 2 wild shapes until you hit 20, and then you can do unlimited.
Oh, there's nothing
Like
in between.
Nothing in
between.
between.
That's it.
Okay, I think that's fair actually. Okay.
Sweet.
One more wild shape. Boom.
So I walk out of the tunnel significantly buffer, much less of a dull sheen to the eyes.
You remove
Okay,
the dance.
I am now Kunla's servant.
What questions do you have
Yeah.
for Kunla? And I will speak through this creature to answer them.
Were you in the plague?
My question.
Well, yeah, well, you're in the plague.
Yes.
Okay.
Now? Like, is this like one of those things where you're like, yes, I'll end the plague, and then you end it by ending the cycle and everyone dying? Like,
Yeah, is it like
for
something
a
that's...
much more immediate
Are you
action
gonna
here.
snap your finger?
Hey,
And by
Nagas
ending
did
the
nothing
cycle,
wrong.
do you kill all the zombies or cure all the zombies as well? Like, I know you can't bring the people back to life.
Yeah.
Their physical damage is too great for me to repair.
I mean, they will die then. They're
They
not gonna keep
will.
on
Those that
walking
are in the
around.
deepest stages of
Yeah.
the poisoning will still perish.
No
But
more people will be infected.
I will leave. The aquifer will be pure again.
Okay.
And the cult can come down.
And I believe, yes, I will change bases, perhaps. But by the time you come back to the surface,
All your base are below.
should you all serve me well, this plague will no longer plague Keyloon Walled City.
This is the best
Do we have any other
Dilladella I've
questions?
ever
Okay.
made.
I have a question.
Yes.
When you remake the world, once we have helped you to defeat the Allfather and the Void Naga, will every person in that world be required to be your servant, or will they have the ability to serve no one?
I'm not interested in controlling all the actions of all the little creatures and things in the world. I will hold my domain, but as long as my rule is not contested, then there's no issues for me. I have no interest to be a tyrant over all things. My power will be self-evident by that point.
I'm okay with that.
I mean, you really can't get much bigger than
I don't
and
think-
then I remade the world.
Yes, yeah.
It'll be a new world, much as this one is, but without all the strife of dozens and hundreds of gods vying for worshippers, with all in a pointless dance just to be fed to a great serpent.
Yeah, okay. I'm okay with that. When you remake the world, I ask one favor.
Ask
There
it.
is one person I don't want to be remade.
I think I can do that. Who?
No, I'm not thinking about you. That fucking Oni. The Oni that ate my liver.
The Night Stalker,
The Night
I believe.
Yes. just want him to stop.
He's a minor player.
Cool.
I think I can take care of that.
I don't want any more. Like, if I'm gonna be serving you, then, like, I don't want any more people to be able to do any sort of shit like this to me.
Your trials are over, Zenbri.
Sweet. I'm done.
And
So
as
you're-
my power
I thought we were
exponentially
on
grows,
Yes.
then all the more safe you'll be.
We are going to kill this party like in 5 seconds.
We're
so
gonna
bad.
find a way to fucking convince them. I don't know.
It's not gonna.
It's the best thing for everyone. It's the best thing for everyone.
I'm not convinced.
It's the best thing right now.
Feather, you seem difficult to read. Do you not like your gloves?
Well, I mean, everybody got like a few things,
They're
and I
pink.
got one thing. So
Well,
technically
I'm
you
just
got two
pretending.
things.
I'm just pretending that that's what's
You only
bothering me.
have one
right now.
glove.
Well,
Feather, do you only have one glove? Because technically you got two things.
that's true. It's two different gloves. And I worked really hard on them.
Stitched.
Hand stitched.
Rewards will be given in for good service, obviously. I mean, there's a reason that my cult spread through the entire Saurian Empire like wildfire. My practitioners were stronger, more skilled, more successful than any other.
Yeah, I don't follow any gods, but I follow reason and logic.
Well, I'm happy that you do, because I think that this path is the most logical and most reasonable.
It is seeming that way right now.
Now, I believe you still seek out these artifacts, yes? To glean what wisdom
They're
you
gonna
can
help
from
us.
Horatius Rex.
They're gonna help us help you destroy the things, the gods.
Oh, that'll come in time, perhaps, but... Well, right now, I suppose gathering all of those would still be a worthy task. You can arm yourselves with better equipment and...
Do you have any clues where they are? Do you know?
Ah, yes, of course. The armor of Horatius Rex, armor of the Warlord, is worn by Bolero. Calls himself Bolero Godhand. He's the leader of the Stone Giants.
Naturally.
You'll find him in Baldur's Gate, terrorizing what few people remain of that metropolis. The next is a cloak. Some old magician's cloak. I don't think there's any great significance to it, but it is quite powerful. You'll find that in the Underdark, worn by the High Priestess of Lulth. Though her soul has been difficult to read lately. Changed, perhaps, but my reach is still limited. I'm trying to think what else there is. Blood of the Heroes was once held by the original of the vampires, and now finds itself in Barovia, a tiny demi-plane, held by a vampire of some power, but I think your power is greater than his. Strahd is his name.
I've never played that.
Have you not? It's not.
We want you to be honest. Yeah. It's really
You should have
Trying to think what other artifacts there were, and there was
a good campaign.
an amulet. Amulet of Dinesh. It's held by Grandfather Turtle, but his location is
We know that.
unknown to me.
It's not stationary.
We don't
No,
know.
we didn't.
Perhaps an elf prince could find him. That's something that I remember happening a
Oh,
while
okay. I was
ago.
like, I have a question that I don't want to ask.
Of course. Ask away.
It's a question I do not wish to ask, but I feel like I must. So am I your cleric now?
Well,
Well, do I feel like Cora would answer me after I'd put all this shit? Probably not.
that really is up to your god. I don't mind if you...
Oh, can I
Great.
do dual patronism or whatever?
I mean,
Try cast a spell on her. Try heal her.
Yeah.
She's still
Oh,
very-
Well,
Okay.
if she's suddenly a death cleric, I'm not sure that would help.
that's up to you. I'll let you believe what you wish as long as you serve my interests. But true awards go to true believers.
What kind of clerics do you have?
Really any. I'm trying to take every portfolio, gain all the power. So I would not want to restrict you in your imagination.
So conceivably, I could still be a war cleric.
Of course, death is a very sacred part of the war, and in this new world, there will possibly be war still. Are we finished here then? I suppose you've got your gifts. I've told you where you can go to retrieve these items of import, and
And you said by the time we get topside, the plague's over.
of course.
That's good.
Okay.
I would just see that with my own eyes.
If you do speak to Horatius Rex again, tell him I told you so.
You haven't spoken to him
Spoken
yet.
to him, yeah.
You spoke to the skull. We know.
Oh,
where
his
it is.
spirit lingers on. As
Yeah, we spoke to his elf guardian.
Yeah. Okay.
he was an arrogant bastard in life, by the way.
The squire.
One
Both of
last,
them.
one last question. I would like to know. You know of our companions
Yes.
and how much they're against you. Can you think of? Do you know of anything that they want that would convince them?
I forgot. Yes, Saloon.
Oh, saloon. Yeah, same.
Will you be able to help bring her back? I still think that's what he wants.
I'd prefer not to bring back one of the more wily gods.
Did you get something of hers that I could give to him? Some sort of something that he could use, or
Well, how do you feel about...
in good faith?
How would you feel about deceiving your friend?
Eh,
I can't produce anything of Keyloon. She's dead, but
yeah.
I could fashion something in her manner. Coat it with a bit of her essence, perhaps. Something that resembles her essence, at least.
I don't know. It doesn't.
But it would be a trickery.
Well, he has said he would like to travel to where the god's body is now. Is there any knowledge of how we do that? Or
You wish to find Keyloon?
or just go see the body and pay respects? Or we heard it's in a realm or something. I don't really understand other realms. Or something.
She could be in the astral plane. It's possible. That's where a lot
the
of
word I
dead
heard,
gods
yeah.
go.
That's the word I heard, yeah.
Could be
How
where...
do you get to the astral plane?
Road trip.
Do you have like a gate or a thing we could use? Or
I could perhaps take you there. Take this, then. And the aboleth produces from its tentacle a scroll. This will take you to the astral plane. And back, even. But only once.
anyone else? And all of us, or like
All of you.
Yeah.
Those that are willing to go.
Nice.
Okay, that's good.
He's the candy man.
Seriously, bountiful gifts.
You guys are like children in a free
not
candy
that
van.
just for you.
And I would say...
No, straight up, and that's how I'm playing. I'm like, you know.
And doodle-doo.
Doodly boodly loop. That's the editing sound for changing scenes. So,
The little
who should we go
Batman
to first, I
figure.
guess?
Well, me.
Cool. You and Orville, I guess, are trying to be sneaky and get to
Well,
To the well.
the well.
Yeah.
So I would say, give me a stealth check.
Black die. I got a 20 from that over there, and that's an
Swipe it, swipe it.
11 plus 1. 12.
Like, you're able to sneak past and get down to the well. You actually find it unguarded, which is a nice
Well,
surprise.
they killed the guard, so.
Kind of, yeah.
It's supposed to be outside.
So,
People keep
Do the others join us?
forgetting to close the door.
what?
Do the others join us? Because
Um,
some of the monks or some of the priests were coming with. They were like,
So I would say,
From the crowd, like-
with just you two, you'd be able to sneak in, but with another group.
no, but remember they were all like going into plain clothes and then
Mhm.
one by one slipping out
Okay, so...
to the forest.
So yeah, okay, sure. So you're able to get there, and you see it was 5.
So one of them didn't make it. Because you originally said 6.
Did I? Okay, so 6 of them. They all make it.
All right. Okay. I mentioned to him, to Orville and the priests that like before I came, like I haven't had a chance to rest or anything, and like I'm really battle weary. Is anybody able to like restore me in any way?
Orville, I guess, throws some healing your way.
Okay.
How much HP do you need?
Well, I'm on 73. 76 out of 105.
your HP is so high.
So he exerts himself quite a bit and heals you back up.
I don't want him to exert himself.
So he gives you 20.
Okay.
20 more HP.
Okay.
And he is able to cast Featherfall, and you're able to enter this dark chamber and begin the journey back down.
Okay. So I talk to him and I say that one of my allies, the missing one, is also on his way, and he is bringing some undesirables. And I'm sorry I didn't mention this before. We were just in such a rush, but
Did the cat escape or something?
no.
Oh, okay.
Technical difficulties. Okay.
Ah.
So I explained to him that there is a not so kosher cult in the city, and they also want to destroy this god. I don't know if my ally is coming. I don't know if they're going to join him, but I do think that the best thing we can do is take down the bigger threat. Like, we need to destroy this death god.
Deal with the other group later.
And then we can deal with that, because what if we deal with this, the plague will be cured, we can get reinforcements from the city, and then we can take care of the cult.
Fair enough. So should we wait for your ally then?
Yeah, let's take a rest.
Alright. So they get a rest. I'd say back in the prison, you are face to face with Ichthys, who doesn't seem too impressed with the argument that have been made so far.
Okay.
Says, why should I risk my blood when my cult is still growing in power due to this strife? People come here to seek refuge from the plague, and they're turned into loyal servants.
Well, if you want your power to continue growing, you're going to need people that are alive. And from what I've managed to ascertain, they're quite content to poison and wipe out as many people as they need to get what they want.
Give them props for that, at least.
Now, I'm not going to lie to you. Yes, we have been at odds with each other, but I am a forthright man, and I keep my word. Personally, I will not interfere with your efforts in this city.
I don't know if I can believe that. I feel that once the last follower of Kunla is slain, your blade will be in my back next.
Do you have some way of guaranteeing my promise?
Trying to think of something good. Fine then.
I cannot speak to my companions, but personally, I will not interfere with your efforts.
Your companions are the issue then, it sounds like. Without their guarantees, I'm not going down there just to be slain by them in some dark cave.
It's slain or enslaved. Which is preferable? Do you not prefer to keep your own choice about you? Your worship of the void Nagas?
I prefer to live above all else. Anything else is unimportant.
Alright, well, as I said, what could I do for you that would guarantee your assistance?
Well, my boys picked up a few of your things. That staff is quite nice. That'll be payment for my clan's services, my cult's services.
What the services entail?
Let's say 20 highly skilled fighters at your beck and call for the duration of this incident.
And what about any magical assistance?
Well, as your companions cannot be accounted for to act rationally, I will stay behind, but I can perhaps intervene on your behalf if things become too difficult. I can see what my servants see, I see. What they hear, I hear. What they feel, I feel, if I choose to.
Now, without my staff, I am left a little bit more defenseless. Do you have anything that might assist me if I give you my staff?
I have an old one, an old staff, not as powerful, but some magic left in it, I suppose.
Can I make an insight check? See if I believe that she'll honor the deal.
Aye.
God damn it. I believe everything she's telling me.
I think you're like the only person who's really rolled besides him today.
Oh, you roll.
Oh, you roll. Oh, you
Just
roll.
not having the best.
Yes.
Maybe I need to get his dice up
Yeah.
because I'm not using his
Oh,
dice.
no. You have the grey dice. You have the grey
They're
dice.
not working for Jessup.
Oh, really?
I had them out for emo Jessup because they're great.
No, but those grey dice, like, holy shit, those things are weighted.
She seems genuine to you, and you even see one of her followers entering the room with the staff. Looks like it's wrought of sort of a silvery colored metal with a small blue gemstone in the top.
I believe we have a deal.
Excellent.
Shit.
That was ominous.
What's this episode going to be called? Everyone makes a bad choice.
So you're given a staff of magic missile.
Oh fuck!
Oh, I need something to like hit with. They give me
Well, it's
magic.
still a +1 staff for fighting, but it also gets you 1d4 per day uses of magic missile
What level?
at second level.
Okay. +1, so soft and goodbye.
That hurt.
Oh,
That did hurt.
See what you made him do?
It's my fault.
So,
We have no time to waste in this.
okay, fair
I'm
enough.
curious, while they're still upstairs, if it's the same timeline,
it's the
are they
plate
going to
started.
notice the plague stopping? Like all the zombies falling down, or water clearing up, or any, I don't know, what would be the sign?
You know, that's a good point. I would say maybe his group was in there before it was,
Yeah.
before the whole deal was struck or whatever, but
And also, it said when they get topside, it'll be finished, right? So,
yeah.
No, it said by the time we got up there.
Yeah.
So I would say though, you've got a group of 20 ninjas basically following your command. What are you going to do with 20
Did he open a
ninjas?
door and there's like a whole action training sequence?
Come on, Nagas.
I'll make a man of you.
There's no one here. There's 20
We'll,
minutes looking back at us.
I guess we will make our way to the thing. I'm gonna do one more thing. Ichthus, do any of you have the means of casting sending?
Suppose I could. What do you need sent?
I want to inform the Mages College of what is taking place here and request their assistance.
So an SOS.
Yes.
See what I can do then.
Alright. So, I would like to send one to Elvira and one to the dwarven dude that's
What was his name?
Hi. I have it written down here somewhere.
I'll tell you. Frostbeard.
Pass it down.
Frostbeard.
Yep, Melgar Frostbeard is the last dwarf in Waterdeep, basically. Second to last now.
Yep.
Well, I mean, you would be second to last now.
Yeah.
He's still first last.
OG.
They can reply to sending if they need to, but yeah.
It's a character limit of like 25 words or something.
Alright, so, yeah, there's a character limit, basically,
Yeah.
for this 25 or so
You
words.
can tweet. Yep.
You
Alright.
have a
Keyloon,
tweet, so
stop.
she receives a tweet back shortly saying, cannot reinforce. New
Sucks to be you.
This is
new
from
event.
Elvira.
This is from Elvira, yes.
Okay.
Something has happened. Need to study. No one to spare.
So that's
Sorry.
from the Baldur's Gate people, but what about from Grimly?
Pretty much the same thing. New phenomena cannot divert resources. Very sorry.
So before we leave, I will just take a little bit of just like a minute to just try try and pray to Mistra.
Alright?
All right. I will say,
Mr.
Mistra.
Just sort of
Many-
associated with Saloon.
Many events are taking place, and I do not know entirely what to do, but I want to know what to do. I want to know where to go. I want to know how to handle this situation. I'm still worried about the absence of Saloon's portfolio. I am worried about this aboleth that is infesting the city. I am worried that without some assistance and some guidance, I will not be able to be the shepherd that I'm supposed to be. If you can offer me any guidance or assistance, that will be greatly appreciated.
So you actually do get a response because this is D&D and prayer sometimes works.
God's a real there.
Go ahead and roll like a D100 to see how helpful, how much she's able to get through. Higher the better.
To detail.
Get through to who?
To Mistra.
67.
67, so decent. So you get a faint message through the din of murder and, evil cults and stuff like that. And you can hear a faint feminine voice speaking to you. The aboleth is leaving.
Oh shit.
It goes deeper and deeper into the world, but away from Waterdeep. The way ahead is unclear. Your companions have changed.
How so?
That's pretty fundamentally true.
I cannot tell. It's cloudy and I fear that my vision of things is becoming weaker and weaker.
I want to help, and I want to know, is what I seek even possible, Mistra? Is it possible for me to somehow accept Saloon's portfolio? Is it possible for me to help you and the gods? She was very clear on her distrust of Kunla, and I cannot let him assume her portfolio.
Kunla is not a name I truly recognize. But Saloon is gone.
I know.
And her power seems to be scattered. I don't know if it can ever be regained.
Is it possible to find the tablets, as you and your companions once did?
Tablets of Fate, right?
It was mentioned, aside from you.
Who mentioned them?
It was mentioned with the tablets of fate once we returned here and all that type of stuff, so it was mentioned.
It was kind of mentioned, I think. What's the name? Okay, AO. Is it just called AO?
Yeah,
AO.
AO.
Okay.
Hey.
His son and daughter.
Yeah.
Hey.
AO. Daylight come and we wanna go home. Anyways, Mistra's power begins fading away, but the last thing she says is, AO has hidden them from all, even the gods. I'm trying to think of a nice cryptic clue to get you searching for them.
Okay.
Hey-o.
They're in the kitchen.
They're behind the couch. No,
Under the seat below.
okay,
Been inside you all along.
let's see, so the tablets of fate have been hidden. It was a storm giant who hid them. And then the connection is severed between you and Mistra.
Okay. Alright, so I will... Alright, boys. And women, I'm assuming.
There's
you guys
probably- yeah,
you guys wear masks, I can't really tell.
All right, you people.
But let's mount up.
Our worship of the Naga has stripped us of all blah blah blah, such as gender.
Let's go, gender
So
neutral
they
assassins.
stealthily make themselves through the town, and you find that there are
DNN.
great piles of dead plague victims just laying in the streets.
How long has this
All
been?
is quiet though.
How long has this been?
I don't know. It probably took a while to do the praying, I imagine, to get through to Mistra. But I'm sorry, I can't give you like a super specific time.
I specifically said that we were taking a rest. Waiting for him. I'm
So you're
wondering
wondering
if
you
it's
got a
been
long
an
rest?
hour.
Like, it's at least been an hour, yeah. So you can get a short rest in for sure, but a long rest might be pushing it.
Yeah, I know.
So he finally does arrive. Now, what's your plan of attack, basically? And
Should we head down the well?
that's for you to decide, Commander.
Do I meet up with Orville and them? Did they go into the well?
They did already. They're already down there in the cavern.
All right,
but you're not.
we're gonna head down the well.
Yeah. So you go down the well, and you see a group of monks of Lathander, Orville, and Akul, waiting patiently for you guys, getting a little rest in this cavern. Now, as you approached, though, the people in the park, the line that you saw forming had dispersed. There's no one up there.
There's been something that's changed.
Yeah.
I managed to speak to Mistra. She says that the Aboleth is leaving. I think we need to make our way there as quickly as possible and find out what's going on.
Let's go.
There's one more thing. She said something's different about the others.
I assume there would be. Otherwise, they wouldn't have gone into that place of evil.
It's
So,
Counting for
stay
poor
sharp.
taste.
so one group is going down the tunnels. The other group
Coming up?
heading
Coming up.
back up. As you exit, let me bring up crappy little map I made. Let's see, so you go back up the hallway, through the monastery, past the Bowden Garden, and past the nest, basically, of meat sack things. You make your way up the winding hallways until you reach that big drainage room, basically. But the path behind you crumbles. The entire twisty hallway seems to collapse on itself.
Cool.
As you exit. And the drainage room is no longer draining blood, but instead crystal clear water flowing down deep below. Where you run
Does it look,
into...
like really clear? You know, like wash my hands, wash my
Yeah, you can
Kind of
move yourself in. It even
yeah.
smells a little spring fresh. Still an eyeball in there.
Yeah.
Oops. No,
And do we find?
so you can hear each other, kind of the large rumbling of stones crashing behind you, and then ahead you see Akul and Jessup at the head of a rather strange, motley crew of people, all armed, all heading your direction.
Guys, we did it!
Hi, Jessup.
Did what?
We stopped the plague.
The plague.
I'm gonna let you guys play this out.
The plague is stopped. We managed to stop it. We spoke to Lee, and we came to an agreement that we were able to end the plague, and they're gonna go away now.
What kind of agreement?
It's kind of a
We
like
told them
a
we'd do stuff for him.
Yeah.
That's very vague,
I
Feather.
have no plan on doing anything for him.
What
non-interference.
stuff?
Killing his
Kind of
men,
agree.
all some crap. They branded us and fucking shit.
You're just laying it all on the table right
I was
away.
not going to do so.
I was just gonna say we.
Said we would stop fucking with them so they would
Yeah.
fuck off. That's also what
But
I was
anyway,
gonna
that's
say.
fine. I mean, I'm
Came
perfectly
down here to
happy
stop
to
the
be.
plague.
We
That's what
came
we did.
down here to stop the plague, and that's what we did.
I came down here to end those people.
Well,
As
the
did I.
tunnel is
They're gone.
collapsed. They're gone.
Gone where?
Did he say?
Yeah.
You
No, I didn't tell you where.
Yeah.
They're gonna go.
Somewhere.
The aboleth was going deep
On the
into
plus
the
side,
aquifer and then
They
back
told
out
us
to the
about
ocean.
where a bunch of
presumably.
those thingies are.
Yeah, they told us where we could find some of
All
the
the artifacts.
artifacts.
Like your thingy.
Like your helm.
Yeah.
What exactly did you promise you'd do for them, Feather?
Well, like the same as the daggers, kill in his name and all that sort of crap.
Did we notice they're snazing your weapons?
The perceptive.
I'd be talking about my gloves.
Yeah, Feather Marshal
But I'm
does
a bit
that.
worried that I don't actually want to use gloves that are going to make thingy stronger, though, to be honest.
You were the one going on about gloves of annihilation for
Yeah, I know.
every session. Sorry for misinterpreting that, apparently. Well, whatever. They'll give you some benefit whether you're wielding a weapon or not, I guess. I don't know.
Either way.
But yeah, Feather's got some kick-ass new gloves. I'd say kind of scaled metal, sort of like lizard scales. And her warhammer has been altered slightly. It looks like it's a darker metal and kind of pulses with inner heat.
Can I pull Jesse to the side a little bit? Away from everybody else?
If he wants you to.
Okay. We go to check.
If he'll allow himself to do a sidebar.
We can chat. Here.
Here, in front of everybody else?
In front of everyone else.
Yes, please.
Okay. Nothing has changed as far as I'm concerned.
Everything's changed as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, we still want to do exactly what we wanted to do, end the
Yeah,
cycle.
we want to end the cycle.
But we do not want to create this. What do you call it? His alternate
Yeah,
universe
basically.
or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, where he's in charge. Do not have to worry about that.
And I roll insight and Feather.
I mean,
I'm not even going to roll for perception.
I'm trying to think how that would work against another PC.
If you-
Well, he actually
if
can't
you-
tell. He can't tell it online, so I'll have to try to convince him somehow. Because I've got the ring. I'll take my ring off.
Alright.
Here's my ring.
Okay.
And can he?
I think you
Yeah,
can
this
not.
is
You can
my issue.
uncontest it, and so it's like you're rolling against an NPC.
No, but don't you have a? Doesn't he have some sort of? Don't you
I
have?
do not have zone of truth now.
Oh, okay. Any other way to read my
But I mean,
thoughts?
you're not trying to lie to him.
Not at all.
Yeah.
No, so I mean, so
I'm
that's,
trying to think, but he doesn't
Not
trust me
bad.
at all.
Yeah, but he can still roll insight.
Yeah,
It's just a
oh.
super low DC because you're not contesting.
alright,
Yeah.
sure, yeah.
Don't roll with one.
Yeah, you believe, or you can tell what his genuine intention is, which
23.
Yeah.
you were telling.
Tell you the truth.
The truth.
Yeah, I wanted to get a boon, but I am a bit worried now thinking about it that I don't want to make this god any more powerful because we're all going to have to kill him one day.
Well,
That's
everyone
what
you
I'm
fight now makes him more powerful.
feeling.
So you've essentially.
But you don't know that I said that.
Yeah.
So.
But I
you
told
need to make
him,
sure
I told
that
him it's
killing
like the
is not-
daggers. It's like the daggers. Every time we kill somebody now, it's going to be in his name. Us three, not all of us,
Jessup,
So you have essentially nerfed yourself.
basically. I'm still coming to grips with that.
we had to stop the plague
Yeah.
so that we could get through the inner doors, so that we could get to your brother. That's what you wanted.
There are
I would
many
have
roads to
fought
my
him and
brother.
possibly died to stop the plague. We all.
The inn of doors is to find T-Neil to get him off your case.
But
Oh.
also to get
Don't worry about that anymore.
too.
I
that's
wasn't gonna say
taken
cheating.
care of.
Yeah, that's up to her to.
What do you mean that's taken care of?
Kama is it's not going to be a problem anymore.
What does that mean?
That means that there's no mark on my soul from Timil anymore. Kama has taken it away.
And now you have a mark in your soul from Kunla.
You know, like either way, whatever the fuck I do, I'm gonna have a mark on my soul. So at least I can use the one
Mark on my
And she's in control now.
that gets
She chose
us to the point where we can stop the cycle. We had to stop the plague so that we could get to the place to stop the cycle. That's our mission, isn't
And I got
it?
this. And I give him the scroll.
What's the scroll?
This would allow you to get to
Yes.
The astral plane.
Astral plane.
Oh, I forgot about the scroll. Yeah,
To
yeah, yeah.
see the
Saloon, body of Saloon.
Saloon.
I'm going to fix this, Zembri.
I'm okay with this.
You need to start believing in the people around you.
It's not about the people.
No, it is. We could have taken care of your marks. We could have taken care of all of this.
But if we waste time doing that, we won't have enough time to stop the cycle, Jason. And I'm not as important as everyone else.
What's
I'm
the
just
point
one
in stopping
person.
the cycle if we cannot help each other?
I'm just one person. I don't matter.
You matter to me.
Yeah, but that's not important. What about everyone else?
If we stop caring about the people close to us, there's no point in the cycle. There's no point in stopping the cycle.
Stop caring.
We don't have to stop caring.
So
It's just, I don't see the point in sacrificing everyone in the whole fucking world to save my stupid soul. Okay? Which I think is ridiculous.
Sometimes
It's not worth it, Jason.
Sometimes-
The way I
not
see
you.
it is you sacrifice your soul in order to sacrifice everyone else.
No. I'm saving everyone else. I'm helping to save everyone else.
So
not
you-
I'm saving
So
everyone else.
you want this world of Kunla?
No.
Well, I
say
don't.
no.
I just want people.
You wear his
to
mark.
not- I don't want to go through the cycle every 5,000 years, and in the next 5,000 years, some other group of people have to go and find all the fucking things and stop the thing again. I mean, come on. Isn't that what we want?
And none of those groups have ever actually succeeded.
Yeah, and no one else has ever fucking got it right. What do you think? What do you think the chances are that we're gonna get it right? I think that's ridiculous. This is the best chance we have.
I think the best chance we have is each other, and not
I think
a
you're
death god.
incredibly naive. But I still love you, and I completely understand that this is your point of view. I don't see the
Brought to you
point
by a
in
cool.
everyone else having to go through the cycle over and over again just to save me. That's just ridiculous.
It was never about saving
Yeah.
you.
For you, maybe, but for him, it is.
So for the viewers,
So dark.
what
I
is
know.
everyone's character kind of feeling right now?
I don't feel a part of the party.
They took your prey away from you. They took your prey away from you too. They basically freed what you were trying to kill.
Yeah. That literally went against everything that I stand for, and I genuinely do not see a way that Akul would be able to resolve this.
Don't have to resolve it.
But Akul wants the cycle to end too, right? That's the whole reason why he's with the party, isn't it?
I just explained to her, yes, Akul is the kind of paladin that would work with a lesser evil to destroy a greater evil. However,
But which evil
with
is...
Kunla,
Yeah,
He believes Kunla is the greatest.
okay.
Kunla is literally going against the core of Akul's being. So it's his will versus his innermost faith.
Yeah.
And those two cannot contest. I literally explained
Yeah, okay.
that Akul, if this was anyone else, Akul would be able to separate the two issues and work past it and find a way to rationalize this. But when I explained to Aaron
Yeah, I got you.
his core values, like, to him, his concept of death is literally what defines him. And Kunla and what he is doing is subverting all of that.
And
He-
before
I've-
it now
and I
an all
also-
father or not.
Again, death is a new beginning.
Yeah. So Akul wants the cycle to happen. Because that's what it sounds like to me.
This is against what we all stand for.
Yeah.
Rebellion.
I don't think he wants the cycle to happen because that's sort of like a subversion of
I think he
everything.
wants to have
Maybe you want to end it by killing the Void Naga and
Putting the Void
God-
Naga and the
giant God
All-Father
more
on their
directly.
own journeys. However, subverting the cycle, basically he wants to become an undead god, a lich god. Gods can die too. Gods have their own cycles.
Kunla.
Kunla
Oh, good lord.
is basically doing what a lich
wants to do. He wants to become an undead god. And that is an affront to a paladin of Kalimvor.
Then we kill him.
Well, that's what we were fucking coming here to do.
I'm really upset that this thing's broken down behind us.
No!
We didn't know that was going to happen. I'm really upset that this has collapsed now, seeing all you guys.
Well,
No, well, you
love to
guys
go
did this. This is the thing. Like,
this is gonna
Akul
happen.
is losing his shit. Akul has literally been fucking shaking for hours.
do you? I mean, this is what I'm saying. You need to learn to
Cookie
believe
hit you
in
up.
all of us. You see, we managed to bring these people down here.
Maybe you guys need to believe in us. We stayed there. We were trying to figure this out. You guys left. You just fucked off on your own. We stayed there as a group to try and figure this out and figure out how we're going to stop Kunla.
I will not
We
take
figured out
Kunla's
that the easiest way for us, the three of us.
You
way for
wanted
our
me
lives, was say
to
yes.
betray the tenets of my faith
No, 'cause
for you?
I feel nothing about faith.
Oh. This
I
sounds
feel
like
zero
this sounds
about
like-
faith.
Yeah.
I don't believe in
Also,
faith at all,
we could have
so I'm not
walked
really
away.
understanding.
Have you learned nothing about me?
Don't really know you that much, but you know.
We've only been traveling together for how many months now?
Long time, a bit.
Yeah, I don't listen to godly talk and faith and stuff like that. You know me, I'm a military man. I think about, if you do know me, apparently
Well,
you know
I
each other
do.
really well.
So we have.
Even really best friends. What does this bracelet mean to you?
So we have all these people here.
Actually,
We
sir.
have a collapsed tunnel.
Yeah.
We have you branded, and we've lost a quarry. And what have you gained?
You
The
say
plague's over.
everybody upstairs. The one thing that we actually went down there
were
to
going
do.
to do.
You guys want to kill the god. We also want that, but we came down there to end the plague.
Well,
that is done. The
what-
price was high.
What
I
we
grant you that.
what we came to
but
Keyloon to do was to
end
get
the
the
plague. And to
was
get
to
it
get
to-
the Inn of Doors
Yeah.
to
Which we
help
did.
you.
That's right, but
The
now
plague,
it's
ending the
taken
plague,
care of.
was to help you.
No, we were
And
going to get
now-
the plague
No,
so that we
he's
could get
right.
to the end.
And now more people are going to suffer, and more gods are going to die. Don't you think people want a choice in their faith?
And
We
you removed
spoke
that.
to Kunla. We spoke to Kunla, and he said that people don't have to worship him.
But they
And you
can't
believe
worship
that sack of
anyone
shit?
else.
I'll be honest with you. I don't think I care about the cycle.
Okay.
I don't think it matters one way or the other. Or if we solve it, or if we don't, or if there's a new line shape
We have a new
thingy,
emo.
or whatever. No,
Line shape thingy.
like I've just been kind of going with you guys because I was bored, and y'all have a lot on your plate. A lot more than I realized, I think, given what's going on right now. But like, I feel pretty happy that we were able to stop the plague.
Is Orville
I think
getting in
that-
on this?
I think
Orville's been
everything else is a
listening
little-
silently,
Yeah.
but
No,
he
I
hasn't
think-
acted.
I think everything else we'll figure out, or we won't, whatever.
Yeah.
But like, this one's figured out, and now we decide what to do next.
Yeah.
If you want to make it where we go hunt down Kung Lao,
One step at a time.
or if you want to go make it to where we find the artifacts, or if we all want to fuck off and
How do
go
you find the artifacts?
travel down the
Couldn't
forest.
we
We need to
whatever.
do the
So,
artifacts, yeah.
You say T-Mill's mark has been removed in you.
It's gone. And the Oni.
That's great.
And the Oni.
But does that stop a demon lord from enacting vengeance on the fact that his prize has been taken away from him?
There's a whole god standing in his way.
A small god right now.
They're
And
all
a demon
small
lord
gods.
that has had
Yeah.
thousands of years in this realm to prepare, hasn't been stuck in daggers.
Well, either way, it's like, whatever I do, something's gonna come after me, so,
Might as well be the devil you choose.
yeah.
What should,
I'll
what
speak
should
to
we
the
do?
assassin people.
Say the assassin.
I do not know where they've headed. Perhaps there's some way you can track them out of the city. That's the only service I can ask of you.
We can send scouts for sure. Keep our eyes open for those priests of Kudla. We've got a good idea of what they look like after all our observation.
Who's this?
Thank you.
This is the assassins. We'll say this is the head assassin. His name's Chet Manderson.
Anderson.
Hey, Chad.
All right.
But he is yeah. We'll we'll try our best to post sentries and see what we can find. He's kind of listening. He says, it sounds like there's some great commotion up on the surface.
Oh, maybe we should head up there. I
Probably
don't
have
think
a
we're gonna solve this right now.
Yeah. Let's go up.
Okay, let's get out of here.
I
It'll
think
be
let's
time
get
to
up.
call
Let's go upstairs. Let's see what's going on. Let's also. I think all of us need some rest and some recuperation and some time to think about how this can actually work to our benefit.
I don't think it can.
Orville kind of leans and whispers to you. We should keep our eyes on those three. They might be possessed by a demon. Or a devil of some sort.
Stoking
We must stand strong in our faith.
Agreed.
For that is our shield.
Agreed.
Because I use a double-handed sword, so I don't have a shield in a traditional sense. is
It's paladin's planning.
he likes to no, but we can cut through the tension a little bit. But how would you guys? I guess you can use the magic rope to climb back out, and you can see. It seems that there's a great throng of people around what was the blood pond and is now a crystal blue lake. Despite the chill in the air, it's a sunny day in Keyloon Walled City, and the cherry blossoms have sprouted once again on the trees. They died and resprouted.
Can I ask them to please make a roll?
What kind of roll?
May I?
I mean, yeah, suppose
Can
so.
you guys please roll
What
a
are we rolling
d20 to see what I do?
Mysterious.
Oh, I got a natural one.
11.
20.
Oh, cancel each other out.
So you're the only one that notices me walking away.
Okay, I'm pretty sure everybody would notice you walking away. You're a big fucker.
Yeah, I know, but everyone's like looking at the cherry blossoms. They all fail their fucking rolls. A cool
Okay.
fucks off
I
by
have a
himself.
plus 7 to perception. So
I
it's
really
18.
thought I would know.
Akul
Okay,
has
that's fine.
left by himself. That is
Alright.
something. And you can see a crowd of people is coming up to you guys. He did it! He did it! A woman is shouting in Mardam's face, tears streaming down her eyes.
Who's he?
Kunla! He's lifted the plague from us. My son, just today he was sick and now he is healthy again.
Do you understand that Kunla started this plague?
What? No, Kunla ended the plague just as the priest said he would.
He started the plague and ended it, yes.
Praise him! Praise him! She's not even listening.
We made
to it.
him stop.
There's a whole crowd like, yes, the plague is ended. Did you have some part to play in this, heroes, outsiders?
We made
No.
him stop it.
No.
I said
Jesup's turning into a wolf.
Martin will
He's
leave.
leaving the city. The Keyloon city. As a wolf, I'm running off.
Oh my! I'm trying to think of.
Oh wait, I can't because then my clothes will be left behind. Okay, so Jessup will
I'll
just
pack
start
him up for you.
walking.
Oh well,
I'm used to it by now. I'll pack it up for you.
Alright.
this is the greatest day in Keyloon history. The plague is ended. All at once, it's truly a miracle.
Is the quarantine lifted?
I hope
So
you guys
we get
remember
to
when
the
you get to the
gates,
gates.
yeah,
you guys are walking off alone.
Then I won't take my clothes off. Then I will just
So
start
if
walking.
you're leaving,
I won't run away. I'm just walking.
so you're walking
I
where?
also don't run. I just walk away.
I'm just
Where are you guys walking
walking
to? Are you trying to get to the gate? Or?
I'm gonna
No,
start
I'm
walking
just leaving
towards
Keyloon.
the tea house.
So you can see that all around Keyloon City,
Yeah, I'm going to the tea
it
house.
seems like a dark cloud has been lifted both literally and figuratively over the neighborhood. People are peeking out the windows, curious about who's going down the street, and you can hear impromptu celebrations beginning to break out as people find that their loved ones who were afflicted with the plague are now fully healed, as if, all at once. You can hear music beginning to chime out, from down the alleyways and the gathering places around the city.
That's a little bit creepy music.
Certainly more cheerful than before, yes. And others, you see, have the solemn task of cleaning up the victims that were too far gone to be healed. Yeah, those big bird-looking motherfuckers.
Okay, well,
If you were a
Zebri-
Kenku, you could wear one of those
I'm
masks
not
as a
running, I'm
disguise.
just walking towards the
Zebri
tea shop.
just needs to find
Is
somewhere
Orville also going
else.
towards the tea shop?
What?
Orville, what's he doing? What's he going towards the tea shop?
Orville, he actually didn't leave when they left. He's kind of taking in
I want
the
to follow
celebration a
Jessa.
little bit.
I also
But,
want to. I want to go to the tea shop because I want to talk to Orville Sankit.
so that you guys all
No,
decide to
Orville
head
is
back to the
still
tea
down.
shop.
Since,
But he'll
okay,
come
since
back
I'm
because
the
he's still
only
worried
one
about
who
the portal.
notices a call, I follow him.
Okay, so you're following a cool. You guys are all kind of going in the same direction, but he left a little earlier, so he's keeping a distance from you guys.
Just as far as Jessup's frame of mind now, he's more. He's not angry. He's sad, and like he's sad for Zinri because he feels like she's like letting herself down. That's Jessup's thing.
McCall is stoic and disappointed and feels a bit dead inside.
Yeah, so there's definitely a rift in the party now, for sure, that was not there before. So, let's do Zedbri and Akul first. I guess you're following Akul.
Actually, we do need to go soon, so I was
Oh,
thinking maybe
so-
we pick up.
We'll pick up from here, I guess, then, yeah.
So then
Okay.
Zembri and then Zembri and Akul, we can start next time with Zembri and Akul.
So, the plague has been lifted, and soon I imagine the rest of Waterdeep will know it. And will know what heroes are responsible for this miraculous turnabout. But ahead of them lies the Inn of Many Doors, and beyond that,
There's no point to that place.
There's no point to going to the end of many doors anymore.
We were
To
gonna
get
use that
to where you- to
Nagas
get to
as
your
well,
brother.
weren't we?
I guess so. We were gonna
Yeah.
but a definite rift has appeared in the party between those more devout and those willing to bend their morality for convenience sake and
is
for
bend
sweet
morality?
boons.
Fakely sell our soul. Well, me. Fakely sell my soul.
It's hard to fakely sell your soul.
You got branded. That's not fake.
That's why I want to talk to Orville. I want to get into. So I'm start thinking about how to
You get me out of this
Yeah,
right
exactly.
away without any
Yeah.
consequences.
I
please.
fake signed the contract.
I signed it Seymour Butts, so.
Okay, so
Exactly what I'm thinking.
So-
Exactly.
are we gonna end?
Yeah, so thanks for watching this episode. A lot of interesting stuff happened, I think. Not a lot of fights, but you don't. Who wants to just sit around watching us rattle off numbers for hours anyway? I thought this was an interesting little conclusion to this story. So find out what happens next time to our heroes in the city of Waterdeep next on Dice, Nerds, and Nagas.